because this is just a show, we're just going to take a little bit of a stab at them and have some fun. It actually turns out that they're IT providers. They don't just do data recovery or disaster recovery. They do a whole bunch of enterprise IT stuff. So and we wanted to give it a little bit of personality as well. That stuff's boring. Ask Chris. He ran an IT business. IT is boring. Okay?
Yeah, I want a robot now.
Yeah. And you can create a whole character around this. Actually, Dave, in your previous version of the company, which was called Got Vmail, had a character called Gary. And Gary was an entrepreneur, and he was always on the phone, and he was making deals and making friends. And that's the way that the boring, virtual PABX system got a personality and a human being behind it. So you've already been through this, so maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and even our current stuff now, we have a little grasshopper who is named Gary, and he sits in cars and planes and flies around, and I'm taking pictures with him all over the place. And yeah, I mean, giving that type of personality, for sure, people can identify with it and look at it and say, hey, I want one of those. Like, people call us up and say, can I buy whatever it is?
In fact, you guys actually, Dave, FedEx, how many?
25,000 grasshoppers. 25,000
chocolate-dipped grasshoppers, real grasshoppers. And got a lot of publicity from that because I think you almost got arrested by the FBI, right?
Yeah, they didn't like when we sent it to Washington, D.C. in unmarked envelopes.
Anyway, so if you want to know how to do guerrilla marketing, speak to Dave. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of information on here. Like I said, we weren't looking to solve all the problems. We just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it. But there's a strong call to action. There's some personality here. It's cleaner. It's easier to read the things that are there. If you want to put a lot of stuff on, you can put a lot of stuff on as long as it's easy to read. To be honest, I wouldn't choose these fonts again. They're difficult to read, but they're fun, and they're part of that personality. And if you were able to build a brand around the robot and the kind of robotic feel, you could have a lot of fun with that, and maybe even do some kind of digital, old-school font like that. Any other comments, you guys? We don't want to waste too much time on this stuff.
No, just the number one thing about this, well, there's two things. One is the big call to action. So at the end of the day, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. What is the next step? How do I get engaged? The other thing is, I wish every single site that I ever went to, it almost had to be mandatory that people had to write in the exact way that we're a leading information technology provider sentence. At the end of the day, I want to be able to come here and within 5 seconds have the opportunity to know exactly what you do. I don't want to have a lot of adjectives. I don't want to have a lot of pretty things. I don't want you to paint out my situation. I just want to know what you do. Let me be the judge of that. I'm not saying that leading question doesn't work and doesn't engage, but please just help me understand. The first one that they had up there didn't even describe what they do.
Right.
So,
and even the one that was up there didn't describe it. Okay. App seller, you guys here? Anybody want to tell me what these guys do? What their site sells? By the way, it's also clearly, Dave, to your point, is not browser optimized because
I know what they do. I talk to them.
Oh, you talk to them?
Yeah, they do some sort of software as a service applications. I recognize the site.
So for me, the first thing is it looks like I'm in the application, not on a website. It looks like I've logged into something, and I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, because there's tiny text, and am I a return user to beta, and there's little links up on the top that look like power buttons or something. I just feel like I'm in an application.
It looks like somebody really likes Microsoft's 2007 design. Those yellow boxes. I'm pretty sure that was their packaging. And then those links in the top left, I think, as you were saying, are reminiscent of some of those apps. And
yeah.
It's very unbalanced.
So that top section is actually, I think it's either Flash or an animated GIF, and it's all the Microsoft products going in a big circle around and around.
May I say something? Again, I'm not kind of advocating them, but what they do, they lend Microsoft applications to people and people pay them by minute, by hour, by something like that. Right. And this is why
see if you can figure that out by looking at this.
Why they put all those Microsoft products.
So one of the other weird things is they have multiple navigations. They have navigation in the top right-hand corner, which uses icons, which, by the way, those icons mean nothing until you actually click on them. Then they have another set of tabbed navigations, and then they have all this navigation here on the left. So how do I get to where I need to go and then get back to where I'm from? And
one of the things here, and I have to be careful because I actually, in our iteration of our site right now, we do this 1, 2, 3, 4, which is we're trying to make a point of it's that simple. It's only 4 steps. That's all we're trying to get across to people looking at it. Looking at this is a problem in that I see 4 in all these numbers, and I hate math, so I immediately am turned off by it. But the other thing too is that there was thoughtfulness enough to do this website. Someone sat down and say, let's create a workflow. But the workflow doesn't make any sense. The workflow, I'm looking at it and trying to like Candyland and go up and down, left and right. It's not logical in terms of what it actually does. So I'm not saying that something like that couldn't work. It just has to be super, super easy. If you're going to lay out a 1, 2, 3, 4, it has to be able to read 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of the process piece.
Yeah, big text.
Yeah.
The icons mean nothing.
Yeah, and the number 4, and then the number 4 down here doesn't help the situation. The other thing too, and this is something working with Richard and their team I've really just learned about is, as much as you may go to other sites like the site before, and you definitely got it's cleaner, but it's more creative, it's fun, there's definitely structure to it. And that's what I've learned is that and a lot of times I can't pick out what it is about a site that's not working. And what I realize, and then it takes like someone like Christy or someone to sit down with me and show me, you just got to see. If you just do grids, there's no structure. It's not logical. And so looking at this, there's just nothing logical going on. So even if I don't like the pictures or the colors, I think that's just what throwing me off here, is that there's just no structure to where I'm supposed to turn my head.
But here's my main question. That gets started, is that like a subliminal message? Like, just like get started. You know
it's
you
actually a
want to.
button, but it
That's
doesn't look like a
that's
button.
clickable?
Yeah, I found out.
I didn't even read that part. I just thought it was part of the previous.
I think that's
four.
what
That's
So let's look at what we did to redesign this site.
And you do have a weird authorized.net logo at the bottom for some reason.
Yeah. So a little too much orange, I agree, but single navigation, very clear get started sign. And by the way, the application is not bad, so show them. Click on the video and let them see what the application is. Like our guest said, Vladimir, like you said, you basically buy software by the hour instead of buying it. And it's cheap, so put the price in there. Starts at just 69 cents an hour. Geez, that's cheap. I can get a Microsoft product for that cheap? Great. Any comments?
Yeah, I mean, I love the screenshots. Like when I go to a site that's selling some sort of software as a service application, if I can't see a tour of screenshots or like something, I kind of just browse away really quickly because they haven't put enough time into the application to even put it there.
Yeah.
I just don't like at least one screenshot.
Yeah, and by the way, that video, you can, those kind of videos you can make really easily. If you've got, whether you're a Microsoft or Mac user, it doesn't really matter. They all come with basic video packages where you just open up your screens and click through them, and it captures the screen flow. Keep it to less than a minute so that you don't waste everybody's time, and add it to the site. I mean, you literally copy and paste the movie and stick it in there into the HTML. Very simple. Okay, Tompkins, you here? Okay,
Is there
anybody?
something actually on the screen?
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? I'm not sure how much time we even need to spend on this, but there are so many links on the site, it's a little bit like a treasure hunt. Try and find it, what you need to do. It's also very unclear what she does. At first, I thought that she was an artist. Then it turns out she's a gallery owner who does some consulting to artists as well, which that makes a lot more sense. So if you're a gallery owner, why not have a look at a gallery?
Why is projects exhibitions repeated 3 times?
She's not here to tell us, but I was hoping she would be. So we made it a lot simpler. We also had a bit of fun with this. Show the art. Show the gallery. Let people click through and visit the gallery, walk through the space. She has, if you actually navigate into the site, she has so many great pictures of the exhibitions that have been held at the gallery. So why not show them? Why not get started right there? And tell us exactly what you do. And if you're an artist or a patron of the arts, you're really only interested in a couple of things. You want to know, where is this gallery? and where have they, who's exhibited there in the past, what are they going to exhibit in the future, and what's